And also, we're very thankful for a young 22-year-old man who stopped this violent act. This young man, Greenwood's Good Samaritan, acted within seconds, stopping the shooter and saving countless lives. Our city, our community, and our state is grateful for his heroism in this situation. Chief Eisen will give you some information on him in a few minutes. He's a young man processing a lot. I ask that you give him space and time to be able to process what he's gone through last night. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Eisen.
The following is a timeline of events. We know that Mr. Sapperman, through surveillance video, entered the mall at entrance 4 by the food court at 4:54 p.m. He walks directly to the food court restroom. 1 hour and 2 minutes later, he exits the restroom and shoots Victor Gomez outside of the restroom. He then points his rifle into the food court where Pedro and Rosa Pineda were eating dinner and shot both Rosa and Pedro. He then fired several more rounds into the food court, striking a 22-year-old female who is currently recovering from a leg wound at Eskenazi Hospital, and a bullet fragment believed to have ricocheted off of a wall did strike a 12-year-old female who was running towards exit 4 in the back. That was a minor wound treated at the hospital. They did remove a small piece of metal jacket, most likely from a ricochet. At 5:57 p.m., the shooter was confronted by our Good Samaritan, who I will identify in just a moment. The Good Samaritan was armed with a pistol and engaged the shooter as he stood outside the restroom area firing into the food court. The shooter fired several rounds, striking the suspect. The suspect attempted to retreat back into the restroom and fell to the ground after being shot. We recovered 24 .223 rifle rounds shot by the suspect and 10 handgun rounds fired by the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan, once again, he has authorized us to release his name. He is requesting you give him time to process and grieve himself before reaching out to him. His name is Elisjsha Dicken, and that is spelled Elisjsha, and he resides in Seymour, Indiana. He was at the mall last night with his girlfriend shopping. We could not find that he had a permit. He was carrying legally under the constitutional carry law.
What kind of firearm did he have?
He had a Glock handgun, I believe. Well, I personally didn't speak to him. I did watch the video, the surveillance video, which captured pretty much the entire incident. I will say his actions were nothing short of heroic. He engaged the gunman from quite a distance with a handgun, was very proficient in that, very tactically sound, and as he moved to close in on the suspect, he was also motioning for people to exit behind him. He has, to our knowledge, he has no police training and no military. And as you can see, once he came out and started shooting, it was 2 minutes by the time the first shot was fired until he was neutralized by our Good Samaritan. Yes, he was handcuffed. His gun was collected. We took him back to the Greenwood Police Department where detectives interviewed him, confirmed his statements. Once we were able to view the video, his statements correlated with the video, and
when you encountered him, can you tell us about that? I mean, did he drop the gun? Was he standing with his hands up? How do you know him from a second shooter?
yeah, and that's always a concern. That's always a concern because he was in civilian clothes with, shorts and a t-shirt on. So He cooperated fully when officers arrived. He actually approached mall security and told them that he was the one that neutralized the shooter and waited for the officer's arrival. I will answer that this way. Many more people would have died last night if not for a responsible armed citizen that took action very quickly within the first 2 minutes of this shooting. Deputy Chief, do you know what caliber Mr. Dicken's handgun was? 9mm.